Welcome to Shovelware Diggers. Our dig team's currently excavating the Softkey Shareware 2000 Hit Games 2 CD collection. You can find a link in the video description containing the entire directory structure of this archive. Here's what our diggers have for week 197. For more information on how to join the dig team, simply follow the Patreon link in the video description. Now without further ado, let's get started. First up, Eli Malinsky's dug up DOSGAMES /board/STRATGO. I'm gonna guess the board game Go. I got a setup. Or actually, we don't have a setup. We just have a strategy.exe. I also got a doc file. Some PCT files. So that suggests PC Paint picture files, I think. Or was that something else? Well, in any case, edit strategy.doc. So welcome to Strategy, a game of strategy. I wouldn't have guessed. Version 1.0, copyright 91, Henrik Henrik Hoesbro? It's not Hasbro, but anyways, program is Shareware. You're allowed to freely copy and distribute. Don't see the registration fee yet, but I'm sure we'll get to that. So now for something completely different, how to play strategy. Strategy is a strategic war game for 2 players. Computer will take one side and you the other. That doesn't make it a 2-player game then. Well, whatever. It's based on the rather well-known STRATGO board game. Well, anyways, that's what it's called in Denmark. Each player is given 40 pieces. The first step is to set up the pieces in a strategic order. Neither the players, you and the computer, can see the opponent's pieces. You'll have to make a really flexible setup in order to respond to whatever the computer comes up with. Note, at the beginner level, all pieces is seen by the player, thus making the setup easier. Okay, when all of your 40 pieces have been deployed, the game will start as soon as you click on the Go or press G. The game continues with each player moving one piece at a time until one of the flags is taken. Player to first take the opponent's flags 1. And then these are the different kinds of pieces we have. So something I'm hoping is part of the game, given the way this is ordered like this, is that it will actually have the strength of the piece listed on it. Because if it doesn't, then you'd have to basically be expected to memorize this table. And I don't kind of feel like doing that. But there are some other interesting points in here too. For instance, the bombs can only be taken by the engineers. And then the field marshal is pretty much invulnerable, save for the spy, which is the weakest piece, except that it can capture the field marshal. So, interesting. Oh, and this is pertinent. If 2 equal pieces do battle, they are both removed. So they basically mutually annihilate each other. And the registration fee is $10 US. And yeah, person's from Denmark. Kind of figured that out. So... oh, there's also got a list of some other games he's done. Actually, what's interesting is he's listing his screen mode that he's using. So what was the screen mode he was using here? Because I think I saw it. 640 by 480 by 16. Wait, what? You need a VGA card. Also, some EGA cards which support 640 by 480 by 16. No, that's not a thing. At least, it's not a thing as far as I'm aware. From what I understand, EGA only goes up to 640 by 350. Okay, so, strategy. Man, that PC speaker music is sure trying. Okay, hopefully we don't have to listen to this PC speaker music for the entirety of this, but let's find out. Okay, so interesting. So that's the opponent's side of the field. So I'm guessing we can set, or is this where we put our pieces? I'm actually not sure. So we've got the bombs and all the stuff here, so we can put our flag down. Oh, interesting. It's a click and drag interface. Okay, so that's the enemy side of the field. So we have to put it over here. So we'll put the flag there. It almost seems like the field marshal should be like way up front so that it can take the opposing enemy's flag as fast as possible. Oh, we can't do that? Okay, so the middle area here is like demilitarized. We can't put anyone there to start with. So let's see here. Now I kind of obviously want to make sure that... Oh wait, these are not my spies. Well, this isn't in the same order as it was in the documentation. Well, that's kind of confusing then. I mean, I'm guessing this is the spy because there's only one of them, but why is there 5 of this and 8 of... Okay, the order's a little confusing. Like, maybe this is the engineers? Like, I'm guessing that just because they have the flag? Because it almost seems like a minesweeping flag, sort of. Yeah, this is going to fill every single spot down here. So... that means the opponent also has the same quantity of stuff going on. But let's see. So I guess now it's my turn to move, so... Okay, and I can't actually tell what kind of pieces these are. Interesting. So now if I advance this guy forward... Oh, it still doesn't tell me. That's actually pretty interesting, that you're not allowed to see what the enemy pieces are. Well, in that case, it actually kind of makes sense for me to use this character, because the only one who would die to him would be the field marshal, and I got my spy right back here to handle that. So... actually, can we move diagonally? We cannot. Oh, and he just mutually annihilated them. Ah, that's my character there. Okay. Okay, so it actually does hide the character again. Like, that kind of doesn't make sense. Once they've attacked, you should be allowed to continue to see what that kind of character is, because you already know, technically. So it basically comes down to if you forget or something. Oh, I had a bomb. Okay, so one thing I gotta keep in mind is that if he's moving the piece, then it has to be like a movable piece. Oh, the engineers actually beat these guys. So that's good to know. That was his field marshal there. It's time to take him out with the spy. Ha! He doesn't have a field marshal anymore. And the spy is pretty much useless at this point, but... now that his spy is gone... I'm actually going to start moving this guy up. Ooh! I just got his spy. That means, save for bombs, my field marshal is pretty much invulnerable now. How much you want to bet that he's surrounded his thing with bombs? Okay, let's move the engineer up. Because I know that's a bomb, and engineers can take out the bombs. And there's his flag. Okay, so we actually won that. Well, granted, I had the computer on easy skill, but... anyways, that was a game of strategy. That was actually pretty interesting. I think one thing that would have improved it is if it would continue to remember what the kind of pieces these were. Like, if it would show you what a piece was once it was revealed, like, continue to show it to you. Because it doesn't make sense to hide that again. Like, unless you're thinking that the player's going to forget, but even the computer seemed to be remembering, just the way it was acting, it seemed to be remembering what pieces it had seen. So having that extra feature would have been good, but apart from that, it actually does play okay. It does seem a little it does seem a little one-dimensional just from the fact that you're only moving one piece at a time. So I think another thing that might have made it more interesting is if you could move multiple pieces at a time, like maybe like 3 pieces per turn instead of just 1. Like 3 different pieces, not moving the same piece multiple times. But other than that, yeah, the gameplay's okay. Next up, we have a team dig from Anthony and Happy Kitty. DOSGAMES /arcade/BLINDWAR. Well, hopefully we'll at least be able to see what we're doing here. We have some OV files, executable, a couple docs, and a file ID.diz, which is always handy. So file ID.diz tells us Blind Wars requires EJ, VJ, and mouse. Blind Wars strategy war game where the object is conquer all the cities on the game board. In this sequel to Solo's software Isle Wars, so it looks like we might have another piece of Solo software here. Task becomes quite challenging because you cannot see the strength of the opposing armies. Okay, so we're basically playing a game like Risk, except you can't see what your opponent's strengths are. Not sure about that. But then we just ended up playing a game where we couldn't see what the opponents were, so that seemed to work. Let's see if this does. So, programmed by William Slow, and of course, Shareware version. So, set level. We'll play on easy. Number of starting armies, we'll say 5. So, click mouse to decide who goes first. Well, great, because I'm blue. Well, so far seem to be surviving what's going on here. Yellow's not doing so hot, though. Yellow's pretty far behind already. Okay, so my turn here. So I hold 24 cities, place 6 armies. Now the trick is that I can't see what the opponent's strengths are. So that's kind of... I don't know if I like that. I guess the way to proceed would be like... The only way safe way I could think of to proceed would be to play like if you were doing kind of like that rushing tactic. Although I noticed there's like these special icons here that indicate like maybe cities or something. I should focus on taking those areas. So let's see here. Let's put them all here. Select attacking city. Select city to attack. Oh geez. Must have had a lot of stuff in that city. Okay, well, let's try a different one here. Let's go with the city right here. Yeah, I don't think I like the fact that we can't see, we can't see the actual numbers. Now, at least we managed to get one city there. Like, I have to assume that the computer player is under the same restrictions, but... yeah, this doesn't feel like proper strategizing, though. Like, what is the strategy here? The strategy here is to just dump all of your armies into a city and just start attacking things, because what else are you gonna do? So yeah, I'm actually not enjoying this, because typically with a Risk-type game, you want to strategize by knowing what your opponent is faced with. Without being able to see the actual army counts in any of the opposing cities, you can't strategize properly. This doesn't work. This just feels random. And this kind of goes to show why sometimes when you take a formula that works, like Risk, and you try to mess with it, you aren't necessarily going to end up with something that works well. Like, I mean, as far as actually controlling the game and everything, that works fine. Although I don't like the fact that you have to click on the numbers. You can't just click within the territory, it has to be on the number itself. But like, I mean, functionally the game works. It just doesn't work so well without being able to see all the counts of all the armies in the cities. And our last egg for today from Saint of Streets is wingames /comp /APG_DD95. I don't have a clue what this is going to be. APG DD95. Oh, apparently it's something called Dave Dude. And we got some MIDI files. Oh boy, prepare for music. We also have some text files. So, readme.txt. Dave Dude in the Holiday Story 95 Release 2. First real adventure game for MS Windows. No. No. This is not the first adventure game for Windows. This cannot be the first adventure game for Windows. What's the file date even? Yeah, 1995? I don't think so. First adventure game for Windows. Oh, jeez. That's bold. Anyways, game is shareware, may be distributed freely as long as no files are added, removed, or changed. See all the details of Dave Dude 95, need to run it in a resolution of 640 by 480 by 16 colors. So, the default that Windows runs at? And it's also using VB-Run 200. Although it says it's required, is it actually included here? Yes, it is. Okay, good. Although I probably have it in somewhere in Windows system or something if it wasn't. If your computer crashes when Dave Dude 95 plays MIDI files, then reinstall your MIDI drivers. Or, if that doesn't help, delete all the MIDI files. Even the support details here aren't very intuitive. Oh, this is going to be a thing, isn't it? Also, looking in the register.txt here, it seems that the registration fee is $18 and we will be billed to your CompuServe account. Okay, that's interesting. So the game was only being registered through CompuServe? Well, given the fact that the person's in Germany, I guess it kind of makes sense that it'd be easier to just use like some kind of payment service through CompuServe. Although that's another interesting thing. We're talking about a 1995 game where you register through CompuServe. This is a very interesting mix of unusual circumstances. There is a mailing address for a PO box for doing mail-in orders. Okay, let's see what we have here, because this is going to be... I don't know what to expect. It's an adventure game of some kind. Oh. The game won't even start unless you're at 640 by 480 by 16 colors. Well, give me a minute here to fix that. Okay, 640 by 480 by 16 colors. Let's go. Adventure Programmer Group proudly presents... Oh, that didn't last long. Hi, I'm Dave Dude. It's very hot. Everybody takes a vacation, so I've spent last penny for tickets. I have to fetch them at the tourist bureau, but you need more than a ticket to survive your vacation. Okay. Okay. And yeah, we've got MIDI music going on. Arrow keys don't do anything. Oh. Jeez, seriously? We have to control this game using this D-pad-like thing that controls with the mouse clicks? Oh, boy. There has to be other control. Okay, good. Numeric... What? Okay. So to move left, I push up on the numeric keypad. To move right, I push down on the numeric keypad. And then the 9 key is... What? What is going on? So yeah, the keyboard controls don't work very well. In fact, even the mouse controls are having a few issues here. Because it just moved left when I pushed right there. What? Oh, there's the MIDI music again. Okay, let's actually, like, try to do something. So, like, do we want to say, like, look at? Okay, so it will actually highlight things. That's good. So, a nice red box with little colored balls. Can we use it? You need coins. And I'm assuming this is my inventory, as there's nothing in it. We can't look at the signs. I have to be close enough just to look at something? Well, that's kind of annoying. Game? Why am I not... What the heck is going on? There's like some kind of weird invisible wall that I'm not allowed to move right through now? So I can move left like this, but if I try to move right, I get blocked. What's blocking me? Can I look at the door now? What is wrong? What is wrong with this thing? Seriously, there's like... And now I just... The wall is... What is wrong with the controls? Okay, so one of the... I don't get it. I'm not even past the first screen, and I can't figure out why the controls sometimes work and sometimes don't. I thought maybe it was a double-click thing, but look, I can move right quickly, and I can move left... Or, that was left. I could move left quickly, and I can move right quickly again. But I couldn't before. It's like, it stopped moving at certain points. Like, right now, I can't move right. I am... What does that do? Okay, so it allows me to move multiple steps at a time, I guess? Okay, so this multiple step thing that I can enable, you have to double click to enable it, and single click to disable it, which means if you double click to enable it and double click to disable, it ends up re-enabled. You can't make this up. These controls are broken. They are broken. Okay, I just want to get to this door so that I can potentially like look at it or open it or do something other than not move right because the game won't let me. Okay, the funny thing is that if I use this special multi-move mode, I can actually get myself into a better position. Wow, it's a door. You don't say. Can I open it? Well, it seems that the game has swearing in it. So, I'm gonna have to blot that out if I don't want my ad revenue disappearing entirely. I guess, can we do, I don't know, push the door? It's a sense of doing it. Can we pull the door? This wouldn't do anything. Oh boy. Can we talk to the door? Hello, how are you? Thank you, I'm fine. Why is the door talking to us? Okay, can we just go to a different screen, maybe? Like, maybe find some new stuff? Because this screen is driving me bonkers. Okay, we can go around the corner. We're on a different screen. We're making progress of some kind. Maybe we can find something in, like, this trash can? It's empty. Oh, good. I decided to look at the bench. And Dave's asking if I'm mad. Because apparently looking at benches means you're insane. So let's clarify this for a second here. Looking at the bench, Dave considered me insane. Looking at a storm sewer grate though, it's nothing special, but yeah, perfectly sane to do that. Okay, I want to just point out here that normally the way this works is when you highlight something, it tells you if you can do anything with it. So we could look at the trash can. We could look at the bench. We can look at the storm sewer. There's nothing special about this. This is empty, and this is apparently an insane thing to look at. But everything else on this screen is not interactable. So if we wanted to look at the buses, which are big and taking up a huge amount of the screen, apparently that's not normal enough to warrant being able to look at them or do anything, or maybe just like talk to them, because talking to inanimate objects appears to be a thing. I just entered this screen in the middle, and I'm not sure what to make of it. Perhaps some of you in the audience have a better idea of what to make of this. These controls still barely work. Oh, apparently this storm sewer here might be a big deal. So can we open it? No? Yeah, none of the verbs seem to do anything with this storm sewer, even though it's like the first thing where Dave's like, that might be a big deal. So apparently we found Lenny's Tourist Bureau and Willie's Cocktail Bar. With a sign out front. So can we look at the sign? No, of course not. That would make too much sense. Maybe we can just go in the door. Alright, you gotta be closer. Okay, so we're in the bar now. Got a patron over here, we got the bartender. Who can we look at? So apparently this is Joe Jobs, the job dealer. Apparently, we're not allowed to look at Joe Jobs while we're standing up. What is with this game? Okay, I'm guessing maybe it was coded in such a way that for the interactions to work here, we gotta be sitting at like a bar stool or something, so maybe we can use like a chair. I've not enough money for a drink. So, okay, let me get this straight. Because in order to just look at this Joe Jobs character here, we need to, 1, not be standing, 2, have money, and 3, be sitting on a chair. Otherwise, looking at Joe Jobs is not possible. Apparently there's no reason to talk to the bartender. Or barkeeper Brandon, I should say. Can we at least look at him? That's it, I quit this game.